would you like to fly to? They can't join our group. I'm out of range.
Since the fall of Dalaran and the destruction of Quel'Thalas, wares of this sort have been hard to come by. But Lucan Cordell and some of our other tradesmen have been doing a fine job of filling our orders with quality merchandise.
delivery service for a DSP Tries It. Here's the thing. Here's the deal. Like back in the day when I was making a lot of money and stuff on the DSP Tries It episodes, I probably could have written to test it off. By the way, for the record, I never did. It's a gray area, and here's why, okay? For example, if I purchase something new for this business, like this microphone, that's definitely a tax write-off. I'm only using it for the business in this office. It's not used for anything else. So anything that's kind of like a business, technology thing, a business accessory, something that's for work, that's a tax write-off. But today, those videos are just rewards for you guys for contributions. I'm not making any money. Mitch the Plan, with a $1.49 Australian contribution, says Melbourne, Australia. Well, the way it works, for those who don't know, when we do Flight Sim, the biggest contributor chooses where we go. And then after that, it's the next biggest, okay? So we're going to start in about 10, 15 minutes. I'm going to give a few minutes for people to join and chill, and then we're going to get started. And it would be great if you could contribute, and please support the stream tonight. Again, biggest contribution of the night chooses Mitch, because it's Australian, is the equivalent of about $1. So we'll get Mitch up on the leaderboard here. It would not be a tall order to defeat the dollar and be the first person to choose where we go. Mitch, as I said, you don't get to pick where we're flying for $2 or $1. It has to be a significant contribution, or like I said this last time, I said around $10 or more, and then you can choose. So someone has to contribute $10 or more to pick where we're going next. It didn't happen, so why is it happening now? Dude, all right, that's it. I gotta figure out what's going on. It happened again. This is ridiculous. Dude, I cannot have a day without technical difficulties. This is insanity at this point. I literally can't have an issue with can't even have a relaxing Flight Sim stream. So I unplugged and replugged in the HDMI cables, one going from the PC into the capture device and the other one going from the capture device to the TV. It cannot be the cable going in from the PC because that is so snug in there. There's no give. Like, there's no way that could have popped out or gotten loose. But maybe those did on the capture device. That's literally the only thing I can think of, and I don't know what else to control. I did also check the USB cable and I repositioned that just in case that's what's loose. So hopefully that solved it, because I really don't want to be dealing with this all night. I can't imagine what's causing it. You're relaxing. The bolt bridge. Likely it was a loose cable. Last night I did rewire the room. I should say that. Last night I rewired the room. So because of that, maybe one of the cables was loose. There's a possibility. By the way, my wireless turned off again. You guys can't see it, but my wireless turned off again, so all my lights behind me turned off again. This is another thing that's been happening all day, is that my wireless keeps disconnecting from my office, and when it does, it turns off all my lights. I just can't win today. This is the day of insane technical problems. Just wild, over-the-top, insane technical problems have persisted all day long. It's absolutely out of control. Never before have I seen anything this bad. But luckily, I'm still trucking. I haven't given up. There we go. My lights are coming back on. Ugh. Okay. In regards to food, like I'm doing a taste test. Well, is it technically a tax write-off? Well, I did buy it just for DSP Tries It, but I also am eating it as a meal. Now, this is hilarious. This person says, fly over your place from Iron Chef. Except it's not Iron Chef Sakai, because I recognize his email address, and this is not a tip from Iron Chef Sakai. So nice try, but that's a lie. You're not Iron Chef Sakai. You're a big liar. You're a big fibber, actually. To SeaTac, Seattle Tacoma Airport. Well, guess what? Iron Chef Sakai, the real Iron Chef Sakai, just did a $100 super chat and says the Faroe Islands. So the real Iron Chef Sakai trumps the fake Iron Chef Sakai. I guess we're going to the Faroe Islands. Here it is. With that, we are at $143 in contributions. 7 more to go for us to hit our goal for the night, which would make me a very happy person after only making $20 on my earlier stream because of my insane amount of technical difficulties that I had. All right. Someone tipped $2, so tips are not anonymous. They're anonymous in the fact that all I see is an email. That's it. And I've always said that. That's all the information I get. The email address and whatever you put into the body of your message. So if you just send me a tip from an email, then it says, my name is Joe, and the email is like, Microsoft 12345. That's all I know. That's it. Now, if you put in the email, by the way, my name is Joe Smith, and I'm the guy who talks to you all the time on stream, blah, 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 then I kind of know, hey, so that email address is this person who's tipped before. I'm going to know that if you're a frequent tipper or whatever. I'm going to catch on to that. So in this case, someone tipped and pretended to be Iron Chef Sakai, but I know Iron Chef Sakai's email address. So I know that it's not you and you're full of crap, you're making it up. You gotta put 2 and 2 together. It's called common sense, but a lot of people don't have it. Okay. All right, another anonymous $10 tip it is. So actually, hold on a second. I just realized something. We are at $162 in tips. Do you know what that means? Ladies and gentlemen, that means that even though, I don't know why there's a question mark floating around over here. Even though we have no gifted subs whatsoever on Kick for several days, I guess Kick just doesn't like me anymore. People watch me over there, but no one contributes. We have hit our goals. We're now at 31.
Man, I ain't a gentleman, so fuck who's getting in. Yeah, I got problems, so I let them in. Embrace them for sure, like let them in. Quit my job, I hope I never see a check again.
We hit another goal tonight. We could double up and make up for today's earlier, very poor $20 showing on my first stream because of literal non-stop tech issue, right? That would be nice, but I guess we'll see. A water landing attempt. Here we go. Melbourne, Australia, and the Faroe Islands up next. Perhaps my place, unless someone else contributes more than $10. We're about to find out. Let's see. Thank you guys. So far, it's been fun. We got another hour coming here on the stream. And please consider, guys, contributing. Right now, we have hit the goal, which is great, but maybe we could do a double goal tonight with an hour left, and that would be amazing because it would make up for, you know, the earlier stream where we had tons of technical issues and I made $20, which really stunk, okay? Now, unless someone beats the $10 tip, all right, it's gonna be basically us flying over Seattle-Tacoma Airport into my hometown of Renton, if I can figure it out. $9.35. Sorry, Mitch. So far, that's not the top contribution, so you will not be able to pick. We're going to be still going to the same spot first, because that was not enough.
What a great asshole.
But that is enough at 171, so thank you for that. I don't even know what just happened. We have Iron Chef Sakai Real over on Kick, gifted 20 subs. But here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing about that. That's not the account he was on there before, because that account is banned. So he literally just gifted this on a new account. This is a brand new unbanned account. If that's him, is that really him? I don't know. According to this, Iron Chef Sakai Real has gifted 130 subs. My trolls are now under the impression that you don't like me anymore. They're like, oh, see, he doesn't combine support Phil anymore. How did he get unbanned? You can gift subs while banned? You can gift subs while banned on Kick? How does that make any sense at all? Oh, what? I mean, I guess they're like, yeah, if you want to throw money at someone, even if you're banned, go ahead. Yeah, because you are still banned. So you think I should give him his badges back? Because I removed them when he got banned, but I guess I should give them back, technically. Iron Chef Sakai, thank you for the support tonight. I don't know what your angle is here.
And look what happened because of fucking Tevin and his shithead fan base.
But, I appreciate your support, and hopefully you have turned over a new leaf. I guess we'll see.
Sure. What the fuck?
There you go. Now, Iron Chef Sakai just did a $49.99 super chat on YouTube. $49.99. What is going on? So with that, okay. All right. Well, and thank you to everyone else also, because other people did contribute tonight as well, not just Iron Chef. But obviously Iron Chef with both the gifted super chats here and the gifted subs. That's amazing. I had a good time with all of you. Thanks to everyone who relaxed and hung out and had a good time. I feel good again. Like, I was in a bad mood when we started tonight. I really was. But I kind of feel better. I still am shot. Like, my body is still shot. So I hope I get a good night's sleep tonight. But, man, what a day. At least now the setup's working. This was a good test. I wanted to see how the mic would sound. There will be a podcast where basically what we'll do is recap all the technical issues I had today. We're going to do the stuff I didn't get to do, like, for example, talk about the new DSP Trizit coming, because we already are at 32, so we need to figure out what it's going to be. Will it be food? Will it be liquor? What will it be? And other topics. Like, I had other things to talk about today that we just didn't get to because I had so many issues with technical stuff, but now the technical stuff should be done. Like I said, I am not messing with anything else. What you see here, this is the setup now, so good stuff there.
Emotions. They're going to lose their identity tonight.
I'm not good.
So she was golfing. She was golfing. Because clearly you don't want to be 12 about her out there just on the course, going through guys' games, being belligerent. We can talk about it.
Ma'am.
Because clearly you don't want to be here, I'm okay with that.
Honey,
Don't.
do you think I would be here if I don't want to be here?
I don't know you. I don't even know why you're here. So that's where we are.
This is about a respecting.
Are you a member here, ma'am?
I'm going to show you.
I just want to know if you're a member. They're trying to figure out if you're a member or not.
Okay, well, that's the thing. So they don't even, like, I'm about to call my mother and father, and, like, you're both there. Everybody's disrespecting the of me, and, like, that's the thing.
Okay, well, right now I'm going to ask you for your identification,
That's
okay?
fine. But you know what? I'm going to show you. I want a refund for my,
Go ahead and show me your ID, ma'am.
you know what?
I'm
you
not
can go off.
I'm not,
You
okay,
can-
all right. No, you're done. You're done.
No,
That's fine.
I'm back. No, you know what?
Stop. No.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm
You're
sorry.
at Ennis
I
Brothers.
apologize.
Stop.
I apologize. I
No,
apologize.
no, it's too late for
Behind your
apologizing.
back.
Okay, I apologize.
Stop, ma'am, stop. Do not fight. Ma'am, listen, do not fight. Stop fighting.
I'm not fighting.
Do not resist, okay? Right now you are under arrest and you're resisting. Stop.
Listen.
Ma'am, listen, you are resisting arrest right now. Stop.
Okay, can you stop? Can you stop? Can you stop? Stop. Can you stop? Oh. This is funny, right?
All right, hold on.
Oh, it's fine. Oh,
Get down on the ground. Get down. Yep.
this is funny.
Okay.
What? Is this funny to you guys? Oh. Is this funny to you guys?
I'm not laughing.
Okay.
My fingers in it. Hold on.
Is this funny to you guys?
Got it.
Wait, is this funny to you guys?
Beautiful.
Wait, is this funny to you guys? Wait.
You all right?
Yeah, absolutely. So, what could have been a simple conversation just turned into you being handcuffed.
Stand up.
Yana.
Yep. You want to open his door?
Okay, so. Okay, so.
I'm gonna cut her down, but I hope you get to sit real quick.
Ow, ow.
Put your foot down and stop kicking me. Put your foot down and stop kicking me.
All right. Want me to move anything? Oh, you got it.
Relax. Okay. Have a seat in there.
Come on.
Have a seat back.
You know,
Ma'am, listen. Back up in there.
this is not.
Go backwards. Go backwards. Can you pull her back?
Wait, what? What?
This way.
What? Wait, what? What is going on?
There we go.
What is
Sit up.
What is going on?
Enforcement and the intelligence.
In New Orleans. And I want to thank Sean and everyone for
you to come over without meeting you? I'm genuinely so confused. You think that I'm going to come over to your house when we've never met? You think that's an appropriate first date idea? What do you mean? If you don't have any money for a first date, take me on a walk. Not this half-assed bullshit of me coming over. But like, what are we gonna, I mean, I know what you want us to do. Come on, bro, are you that lazy? Burn it, delete it forever.
Welcome to The Wall. In today's video, we have an interesting story about a man who wanted to get a date with a woman. She turned out to be a Karen, demanding money because she was going through a tough time. And it all ended in a TikTok drama and defamation against this man. We want you to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. We're chasing 150,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Thanks to everyone who supports the project through super chats and by sharing their experiences in the comments. That's what helps this community grow. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you never miss a video. Now, let's get started.
What we're witnessing right now with the women and just this like mass rejection of men is actually a survival technique.
A survival technique? Okay, let's hear more.
Our inherent instincts and adaptation and evolution over time.
I'm always very curious to see if someone actually can demonstrate that they know how evolution really works.
We have been able to observe that the men's behavior has become a threat to us.
Okay.
Trauma, including generational trauma, is stored within the body.
Interesting. But continue.
One could argue that men have always been a threat and a danger to women. It's true.
I'm sure that this is going somewhere. I hope.
I don't know that we've encountered a period in time yet where our bodies are telling us not to procreate with them.
If that in fact were true, there would be no current pregnancies, nor any children being born, but by all means, carry on.
We as a whole gender are recognizing that that specific group in our species is diseased.
One individual should really not speak for an entire gender.
Nothing is wrong with them. They pose a threat to us and our offspring, and as such, we have no desire to mate.
That's not how evolution works exactly. Although, on the upside, those that have those mindsets that seem to think that an entire gender behaves in a certain way and therefore don't want to procreate, well, at least their genes won't be passed on.
Oh, hell no!
I don't know what kind of biology this woman studied, but one thing I do agree with is that she won't be reproducing anymore. Believe me, we don't need more women with colored hair and a pig ring in their nose. If not reproducing with men achieves that, well, they'd actually be doing us a big favor. But I want you to see the following story about what a man had to go through just for wanting a date with this modern woman. It's straight out of a movie.
Yeah. So I hope this was really worth it to you. You really wasted my time and my energy today.
I hope you have a better day.
Oh. Well, I was having a great day until you showed up and decided to waste my time.
Do you mind if I close my door?
I don't mind, ugly fuck.
So, yeah, I'm done dating. So last week, I saw this girl on Mutual, that's the Mormon dating app, and I'm on there because, like, you know, I'd like to be with somebody with similar values and, you know, used to be maybe in the church, and so they know where I'm coming from, and I'm very upfront about, like, that I'm not active and all that. So anyways, I see this girl, very gorgeous. She's got, like, her business information and her phone number's on her profile, and she does, like, teeth whitening and esthetician stuff. So I texted her, and I was like, hey, I don't know if you knew, but your phone number's in one of your photos on your dating profile. And then, what did I say? I said, maybe it's intentional. I'm very interested in you, so I was thinking if you're game, I could pay you to whiten my teeth, and then if you were attracted to me and we hit it off, I could ask you out on a date. So I sent that on Wednesday. Thursday night, she texts me and she says, I'm getting evicted and I have $2,000 of rent to pay. And she put the $sign after, so I'm like, oh, I'm getting scammed. It's a fake profile, you know, that's a red flag. So I like looked her up a little bit, and then I was like, oh no, it's like it's a legit business. This is her number, and so I just sent her a really nice text, like, you know, things are tough for a lot of people right now. I hope things look up for you. Like, if you end up getting evicted, let me know. I'll help you move your stuff out. Didn't hear back from her. And then today, like, right as I was getting off drill, she's like, I charge $199 for teeth whitening. Would you like to do it today? And I was like, oh, I'm about to get off work. That could work for me. So, I texted her. I was just like, oh, I'll be in uniform. Is there a place where I could change clothes? Because I don't really want to do it in my uniform, blah, blah. And then, so she sends me the address. And then she's like, it's downtown, so there's only street parking available. And I was like, okay. So at 4:41, I said, sounds good. We just got released, so I can be there in like 25 or 30 minutes. And so she sends me like some directions of how to get there. So at 5:10, what did I tell you? I said 25 to 30 minutes at 4:41. So 5:10, so 31 minutes. I was 1 minute late.
We need to look deeper into the background of the story to judge what happened. But based on how it started, we can determine that this girl has the personality of a Karen, women who feel entitled. Just messaging a stranger about being evicted and lacking money is a red flag. But let's continue.
I was like just trying to find a spot. And I called her because like there's only a couple spots out in front of her, whatever.
Might have gone. During this search, they discovered that Victoria had left all of her belongings behind, except for her medication.
Did she leave her purse?
Yep, purse is here.
Does she have a driver's license?
Yeah, it's right.
Oh, right, okay. But no credit card, you said?
No.
So she wouldn't have jumped on a plane and went
No credit card.
Does she have a job?
Nope, she doesn't work. She's on disability.
For what?
Depression and stuff. She's on psychiatrist care. She had surgery. She had a colostomy. She had the bag on for about 3.5 to 4 months. This operation really threw her into a downfall.
To be specific, the downfall Jim is referring to led to a decline in Victoria's mental health and a history of misusing prescription drugs. Obviously, detectives were now more concerned as to why she would have taken her medication with her. According to Jim, he last saw Victoria in the kitchen at about 10 p.m. before going to bed. He then woke up at around 3:30 to 4 a.m., but Victoria was nowhere to be found.
You got up at 4 o'clock in the morning?
About 4 o'clock, 3:30, between 3:30 and 4.
And your wife was not around at that time?
Not at that time. I got up, started a pot of coffee, and sometimes she's down in the basement or wherever, and I hollered for her, and I thought maybe she fell asleep down there.
Sure.
And I went down, and she wasn't there. Went upstairs and looked. I looked all over through the house. Couldn't find her.
After calling for her around the house, he got into his truck and continued to search.
First thing I did, I jumped in the truck. And I rode every road. I went up and down, because she does like to go for a walk.
When he had no luck finding Victoria, he carried on with his day as usual, clocking in and out of work without speaking to anybody about his wife's disappearance. In fact, Jim had waited about 9 hours before reporting Victoria missing at 1 p.m. This begged the question, why didn't Jim report Victoria's disappearance right away? As touched on earlier in this video, this is just the first of many of Jim's actions that clearly raised concerns about his possible involvement. That said, we must mention that Jim was not the only person to have seen Victoria on the night of her disappearance. There was also another man who also lived in the same household. This is Wesley Edges, Jim and Victoria's adult son. When detectives reached out to Wesley, he explained that he was out with friends on the night of the disappearance and that he did not return home until about 3 a.m. He did have one memory that he felt was important to tell them. He recalled an argument between his parents that took place when they returned home from a doctor's appointment earlier that day. This argument was not aggressive and was about a tablecloth from the dollar store, but he still wondered if this had anything to do with his mother's disappearance. Wes was cleared after he was able to provide a strong alibi and allowed officers to search his cell phone data, confirming his whereabouts that evening. That brings us right back to Jim. Jim claimed that he and Victoria were together in the kitchen before going to bed around 10 p.m. that night. So, police decided to search around the property for clues about Victoria's whereabouts. They studied the soil surrounding the house, but were unable to locate any shoe or footprints, suggesting that Victoria did not leave her home by foot. On that same note, there were also no impressions in the soil that were indicative of Jim searching for his wife. The Pittsfield community decided to put together a search party led by one of Victoria's daughters, Marcia Loritz, joined by a team of deputies, Interpol, TSA, and the United States Marshals Service. Together, with a K-9 unit at their disposal, they searched the area around Kanesh Road where the family property was located, as well as up and down state lines. Victoria was nowhere in sight.
We have no answers. You know, we don't know how she left. We don't know where she is. We don't know if she's alive or if she's not.
Since this search was unsuccessful, Victoria's family and friends performed several more over the next couple months. During that time, detectives conducted several interviews and learned that Jim's recent activity was suspicious as well. Her family stated that Jim refused to participate in any of the numerous searches for her and kept insisting that she was dead and never coming back. Jim had even begun dating another woman, Kathy Friday, a little over a month after Victoria's disappearance. As time passed, it was clear that things weren't adding up. The detectives were running into nothing but dead ends, and with the only new leads pointing in his direction, all eyes were on Jim. So, in July of 2013, just 3 months after Victoria went missing, the detectives asked Jim to take part in a formal interview.
Why are you so certain that she's not coming back?
I just had that gut feeling, Roman. I don't know.
It doesn't make sense. If she was to run off, she would take some things that are If she's in my line of work, I have to go on Common Sense. You guys have a farmhouse in a pretty rural area. No car, no bicycle, no public transportation that's out there, no cabs, and really no friends. She goes missing during a short period of time at night. What does that leave me with?
I had nothing to do with her disappearance. You know, if anything would have occurred in that house, there's no way it would have been put back together.
Your house is cluttered, that's absolutely true. A lot of the family wouldn't accept that she would walk down the road, especially her.
Well, I'm sorry, she did. I thought about calling.
Calling who?
The police. But I said, she has the right to do what she wants and disappear.
This was despite the fact that you thought it was somewhat of an emergency that she wasn't around?
Not an emergency. A little bit unusual. Guys, she'd been gone before for 2, 3, 4 hours sometimes, and she'd come home again. If you would have lived with this damn woman for 20-some years, you'd know what I'm trying to tell you.
Jim
In every heterosexual man's life, at some point he's had to repair a woman's car. Now you might go, Gundam, how bigoted of you. What about gay men? I don't know. I'm pretty sure gay men gave women the best dance moves at the club, or maybe even makeup and fashion tips. Let's be real.
You are a creature.
Helping a woman with a car only falls under certain pretenses. A, it's a girlfriend or family member. B, it's a stranger that's a woman. And usually, in this day and age, with the way things are now, if you try to help out a chick with her car problems, they either A, don't want to hear it, B, accuse you of mansplaining, or C, accuse you of trying to hit on them. That's why most men today do not help women with car issues no more, because you ain't in the mood for that BS. Any dude who wants to sit around and deal with that no, it's extra headache. I have limited my headaches from females to family members and girlfriends, and mostly ex-girlfriends these days. Relationships don't last long, go figure. Like, I'm at the point now, when I see a woman that has car troubles, I don't help with shit. I don't care if she's laying under a burning pile of rubble. I am not going to go over there and do something for fear of trying to pull her out, you know? Can't you see my finger, you idiot? I'm married, you idiot. Leave me alone.
The bitch car is still flipped off. The bitch is still in the car, cuz, like, look at this. She's still in here. Look at her. Man, this long my shit. She trying to play dead. Bitch, you better wake up.
Okay. She closed it. They're actually doing it. Oh, the cable. No. Are you gonna drive? Oh, no. No. Oh, no. Hey, don't drive. Hey, I wouldn't drive. Don't drive like that. Hey, miss, you're not gonna drive like that, are you?
Because every time I've seen something like this, I was usually on my motorcycle or in my car, and I'd look, hey, what the f*** are you doing? I ain't got time for this.
Listen, come on. Time is money, and the clock is ticking.
No, and I just keep going. I'll check the news later to see who dead. I'm just that type of guy. I'm gonna be real with you. One time I was driving to pick up something to eat from KFC, and I guess this fat chick got in a fight with her boyfriend. And he looked like Eminem, but real short. And he's walking off, and she's crying on the bridge. And I knew something was wrong, but, you know, I wanted to get chicken, and I ain't getting involved, because it ain't my business. Anyway, while I was picking up a chicken, she jumped off the bridge. Damn!
So one thing out of the box that I discovered about this, even the device seems really solidly made and very well made, the quality control seems a little off. And I'm just going to get into it real quick because I know a lot of people are sticklers about this, and I am one of them. You can see that the IR port has some scuff marks on it here. That seems to be a wide range. I think it's fine. Some people have had off, and I guess this, I haven't tried it. So nature, it's
Cheater, cheater, pumpkin eater, Derek Jeter, and a boy named Peter. Everybody has cheated in some way or another. A stinky math test, an affair with your second wife, getting Mountain Dew Baja Blast with your cup for water. But unlike all of these examples, cheating was once viewed as a positive feature in video games. Something wacky ass and fun that changes the way the game is played. A secret little Easter egg snuck into the game for the most inquisitive chosen ones to find. Or a helping hand to assist a struggling player that is just really tired of dying. This game is horse shit. But in modern times, the world of cheating in video games has evolved. It has become a realm primarily consisting of unfair advantages, 11-year-old boys, and the funniest shit I maybe have ever seen. Yes, I'm talking about hacks. In the world of video games, these are the four nations of cheats. Goofy, wacky, awesome, fun times. Yes! Creaky secrets, sneaky sneakers. Help me, mommy, I need help. And the Cheetah-Men. And some people might argue that mods for single-player games are a form of cheats, but that's a whole other can of worms to open, and last time I checked, I wasn't in the fucking worm business. You may have noticed I'm using a four-way Venn diagram, or as us professionals would call it, a quadrophonogram, to separate these four nations of cheats, and that's because the dividing lines between them tend to get a little blurry. For example, let's take a look at the DK mode, or Big Head mode cheat in GoldenEye. It's the creaky sneaky Easter egg nod to Rare's previous Donkey Kong Country games, but it's also goofy wacky fun times, yes, because it changes the gameplay, but it's also help me mommy, I need help, because the giant heads make headshots easier, whereas in another game with a big head mode cheat, such as NBA Jam, it doesn't really change much, it's just goofy and funny. Also, what the heck was it with 90s games thinking big heads were the funniest shit ever? Like, oh my god, he's got a tiny body and a giant head. Alright, it's kind of funny. Any hooch, let's talk about the goofy fun time cheats. The beautiful codes that show off ideas maybe the game dev team had that didn't make it into the game, or just stuff they thought was super fun to play around with. Infinite bullet time in Max Payne, which is as pleasurable as it sounds. Debug mode in Sonic 2 that lets you frick around and basically make your own levels. Moon gravity in Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 that lets you dick flip into the cosmos as if your skateboard was engineered at SpaceX by Elon Musk himself. However, the best showcase for goofy, wacky, fun time cheats that can completely change the way a game is played is undoubtedly the Grand Theft Auto series. These games have so many fucking cheats they should be eating Cheetos. Flying cars, which you can also do with a tank, allowing you to boost yourself through the sky like a rocket ship. Riding NPCs that are insane. Explosive punches, and my personal favorite, CJ Phone Home. I probably only would have put in half the time I did into San Andreas if it didn't have this cheat. I just like flying through the air on a bicycle. Sue me, see if I care. Sustain, overruled. These kinds of cheats are just a massive bonus on top of a game that already let you do whatever the frick you wanted. And there's so many cheats that each of my friends have their own personal favorites that helped tailor the game to be their own unique dream playground. And that's pretty fucking cool. But along with being in the goofy, wacky, fun times, yes category, I would also put GTA in the help me mommy, I need help category. You know, the type of cheats that basically exist to be a booster seat for the struggling player. Hey, can I get invincibility in every weapon ever made? I can? Okay, cool. Oh my god, thank you. Hey, I'm kind of struggling with your game, Mr. Aladdin. Can I just skip to the last level? Okay, oh my god, thank you. Or of course the classic Konami code, up, up, down, down, left, right, giving you all the extra lives you could ever want. Wait, are you serious? Oh my god, thank you. There's not a whole lot of insight I have for this category other than it's cool that people who suck at video games can have fun too. It's cool that I can skip the level in Sonic 2 so I just don't get fucking stuck in the purple water. I don't know. Now let's move on and talk about some of the coolest cheats of all times. Of course, I'm talking about the creaky, sneaky secrets. The Easter egg gift-wrapped birthday presents that the developers snuck into the game to reward all the most inquisitive of the game. Doing a bunch of specific inputs to unlock an entirely new character in Street Fighter 2. Turning on blood in the first Mortal Kombat game when mommy goes to sleep because you're a naughty little boy. Entering the name Justin Bailey in Metroid to see Samus in her pink leotard because guess what? You're still naughty! But the coolest example of a sneaky Easter egg slash help me mommy hybrid comes from the snakiest Metal Gear Solid game, where you can fast forward your PS2's internal clock to kill an aging boss of old age. How fucking cool is that? Kojima was always thinking outside the box. He's so far away from the box, he looked at it and he was like, what the friggin' heck is that? Which is ironic, because the box is an iconic item in the Metal Gear Solid series, but sustained overruled, I think is the term. Anyways, these cheats are cool because it's like a sneaky little love note the developers snuck into the game to remind you that video games are made by real people who are passionate and care about the art form. It's communication between a developer and player, and it's wicked. But you want to know what isn't bloody wicked, Harold? Twitch streamers that blatantly use wall hacks in CSGO. Actually, I take it back. It's pretty fucking hilarious. Clara? I'm talking about the Cheetah Boys. People that do post-market mods to multiplayer games to give them godlike abilities that, while extremely hilarious to watch, give them a pretty obvious unfair advantage. Hacking is like the ultimate form of help me mommy, I need help, and runs rampant in competitive online games because some people just really need to win at whatever cost. And it works in this vicious, toxic circle because so many people choose to fight fire with fire, or aimbot with wall hacks. Well, I only turn my cheats on once he turned his cheats on. Go fuck yourself. I personally believe that the punishment for using hacks shouldn't just be an account ban or a mark on your permanent record. I believe we should round up all the hackers and waterboard them with Mountain Dew Baja Blast until they stop saying racial and homophobic slurs and aimbotting me and my mom. Cheat codes, by the classic definition, are sadly a dying breed. As gaming is
can't reach that. That's still recharging.
Best deals in all of Stormwind, my friend. Won't find any better. Now, what can I help you with? For the Alliance.
I can't use that yet.
Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind. We offer financial accounts and safety deposit boxes for valuable items. Do you already have an account with us, ma'am? Go with honor, friend. Where would you like to fly to?
Atlas in the hot seat tonight.
And Atlas.
Goes by the name of Atlas the Bookkeeper. How you feeling, my friend?
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'd like to do now is talk a little bit about the year that was. All right. Last year, I actually really liked him. Albeit though, I don't think he was top tier, but I do feel like he was a strong, like mid-tier character. Maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a Tekken competitive player or whatever, but I felt like he was decent. Now you're sliding down. And the truth is, if I had invested a lot more time in the Tekken, like maybe if I had played it 3-4 times a week, but 3-4 nights a week, I probably would have gotten really good at it. And I probably would have liked it even more, honestly. I was getting good with June, and then Yoshimitsu was really picking up, and I was learning top-tier strategies and the like. But you get to the point where now, it became so specific to learning matchups, to learning little intricacies. Like, the best example, you'd be like, well, this character has a completely safe hit string where he hits mid 4 times in a row. And unless you interrupt perfectly with a frame-timed jab, they can immediately just do it again and again. And literally, that's not just an FG7 Rebirth. Persona 3, whatever it was, Reload or whatever the hell it was called. I don't even know what it was called. Dragon's Dogma 2. All of them kind of make sense on paper. But when you have them all releasing within a 3-month window, how on earth is anyone to enjoy them when they're such insanely long, attention-demanding experiences? Each one of the games I just mentioned, at a minimum, takes 60 hours to beat. Some of them take 80 to 100 hours to beat. That's a lot of time investment. How do you juggle more than one of those at once? The answer is you don't. You literally don't. So all these games being out during that time frame, so close, literally killed the market. Again, I explained this to everyone in January of last year. I said, this is going to happen. And everyone said, oh, no, that won't happen. Guess what happened? Literally, the market bottom fell out for RPGs. A game like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which everyone thought was going to be a smash hit, undersold and underperformed. What a shocker. You can't just nonstop release the same type of game 40 times in 3 months and expect that they're all going to sell. I said the same thing. I said it's not the genre specifically, it's that there's too much of the same genre. It seems like I have to cold turkey same game nonstop. I won't. All right, so you can stop with the bull. I need that money.
A word about this, everyone else will do it for me. Okay? So here's the deal, here's the announcement, all right? On Wednesday, as you know, I'm going to react to the Mr. Medicare documentary. My intention is to finish it. The documentary's around 90 minutes long, but as you know, when I react to these things, it can take a long time. So I'm reserving my entire first stream after the podcast for that. If I don't finish it, okay, then on the late stream, I'm going to finish it. So no matter what, on Wednesday, I'm reacting to the entirety of the Mr. Medicare documentary, all right? So, what better time than this, all right, to announce this? Ladies and gentlemen, I am publicly, formally inviting Mr. Medicare to appear on the Level 1 podcast on Thursday of this coming week, okay? That would be, let me give the date, the 19th of December. All right, as you know, when I have a guest on the show, it's around 11:30 a.m. Pacific time. So I would like to have him on this show as a guest. This is something that he has claimed he has always wanted to do, is just sit down with me and have a discussion. For years and years, he even said, remember a couple years ago, I said I wanted an interview. He wanted to be the person to interview me, and I turned it down. All right, well now, I'm making this publicly known. I'm going to learn all about him on Wednesday by watching his documentary and reacting to it. Personally, I don't know anything about him. I don't. I really don't know, besides what people have told me, hearsay. Well, I'm going to learn it firsthand by watching this documentary on Wednesday. Okay? I'm streaming. Now, as you know if you've been paying attention, Thursday, I've invited
Mr. Medicare himself to be a guest on this show. So far, I have heard no response whatsoever. And at this point, the formal, invite has been put out there. He's well aware of it. There's no way he's not. So the ball's in his court. If he accepts during the week, great. Obviously, I got to figure out how to get him on the show, whether it's over Discord, whether it's a different thing, whatever's easier for him. I'm open to anything. But I guess we'll see what happens and go from there. And if he doesn't accept, then that's that. No one can say, I didn't try. People have told me this is what they want. I'm trying to be as cordial as possible about it. No ill intent whatsoever. Just have him on the show as a guest, have a talk, and that's that. All right? Now, of course, complete morons on the internet will call me toxic negative morons, saying things like, well, he's dying. I know. That's why I want to have a conversation with him. He's claimed that he's always wanted to talk to me. A couple years ago, excuse me, he wanted to interview me, and I said no. Well, now I'm available. All right? So, what? It's neither here nor there. Whether he's sick, it doesn't matter. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I know. No, it's true. I was contacted by a few different people, streamers and content creators, thinking that this would be a great idea for a React. But then again, I think these people didn't even watch the React. Like, I don't think they watched the documentary.
I need more mana. far away. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging. That still be charging. That spell isn't ready yet.
Since the fall of Dalaran and the destruction of Quel'Thalas, wares of this sort have been hard to come by. But Lucan Cordell and some of our other tradesmen have been doing a fine job of filling our orders with quality merchandise. Welcome to the Bank of Stormwind. We offer financial accounts and safety deposit boxes for valuable items. Do you already have an account with us, ma'am? For the Alliance.
I can't cast that yet.
Best deals in all of Stormwind, my friend. Won't find any better. Now, what can I help you with? Light bless you.
Very good.
That's still recharging. I can't pass that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. I can't pass that yet. That's still recharging. That spell isn't ready yet. That's still recharging.